So this is all about Kamala. The Kamala Harris campaign is not only reaching out to influencers and actors and celebrities, but they're also willing to pay them $20,000 each to attend the DNC convention. So you know what? If I do see a celebrity, I'm going to say, hey, how much were you paid to come to the DNC convention here in Chicago? How much money? Because, let's face it, those mansions ain't cheap, honey child. Because even then, with all of this, the media is doing double time to really defend Kamala Harris and her identity. Because many people are questioning, her background. And I get it. Look, this comes with the territory, especially in this day and age of the internet and, of course, getting the most clicks and views. That's just how it is. So first, I want to pull up this video here, or not this video here, this tweet from Easy Street from good old Hotspot. So the Kamala Harris campaign is reportedly paying influencers and celebrities $20,000 each to attend the DNC convention, and emails being sent out by paid public relations managers informing celebrities and influencers that they would be compensated by the DNC. So I'm willing to bet you will see good old Harry there and a lot of other people who are influencers there. So there you go. The budget per creator is around $20K, but we'd happy to talk it through if there's anyone with a bigger influence and messaging aligned. So in other words, just $20,000, just the offer. Now comes the negotiation. If you want me to spread it open for the DNC, you better give me $100,000. What? The DNC? Where? Chicago. Dates August 18th to the 24th. Say what? The money is being paid for the required social media post, one, and attending the events in Chicago between the 18th of August to the 24th of August. Selected guests can stay one night or all nights. Nothing else is required. Oh, are they paying the hotels too? Oh, man. Okay, I got it. All right. Hey, my Chicago people. We're going hunting. We're going hunting. I need to find out where all these celebrities are at. I love to extend this opportunity to you and other clients you think the DNC should consider to be considered. Please respond with names. Let's discuss ASAP. Look, any A-list influencers or celebrities who'd like to attend the DNC will get flights, hotel, credentials to the convention, plus exclusive invites to private parties and events happening during the week in Chicago. Oh, we're going to have fun. I got to call up Daniel. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. Hey, folks. Stay tuned to Hard Lens Media. Subscribe. Please consider supporting us. We're going to do everything we can. But by the way, of course, knowing that this is Hard Lens Media, it's time for our daily check. This is Kamala Harris's campaign website. It stands right now. Still asking for money, aren't you, Kamala? Still asking for money. Look at that. This is her background. No policy, just what she's done. No policy at all. FAQs. All of it about the money. Has to always be about the dollars. Let's go check out that store. Let's go check it out. Look at this. You got the yard signs and mugs. Throwback Doug mug. Look at that. There's Dougie. Look at that. Look at Doug, right? There's a hat. There's a onesie. A throwback Madam President mug. A tote bag. Look at all this. All of this being a waste of time. Look at this. A trans pride flag t-shirt with her wearing all her, pantsuits. A Kamala by pride flag t-shirt. Wow, look at that. Oh, hey, yo. Oh my God, did they sell out of certain products? They did. Because they no longer have the LGBTQ flag t-shirt anymore. Wow, so there's a lot of suckers buying this stuff. Okay. Well done. Hey, suckers. Well done. Don't you ever stop. But I want to pull up about Kamala's identity because, again, people tend to forget that, it's okay to question these politicians and what they represent.
We need to talk about how this conversation between Donald Trump and these black journalists exposed some hypocrisy that is yet to really be acknowledged. So during a Q&A between Trump and some black journalists who were speaking at a black conference, things got a little bit heated. They opened up by calling Trump out on some of the racially charged statements he made, or at the bare minimum, some dog whistles that he's made about either black journalists or black politicians in the past. And here's the thing, as a journalist, I actually support challenging all candidates on all issues, because our job is not to represent candidates, but rather to hold them accountable as members of the Fourth Estate. Now, with that in mind, I was waiting all day to see how the interaction between those black journalists and Kamala went. As most of you have probably surmised by now, the conversation never happened. Why? Because Kamala didn't show up to the conversation with black journalists about black issues.
Like most Democrats. And after all, in my city right now, I've been seeing a ever-growing presence in the black communities that a lot of voters are getting sick and tired of being pandered to the Democratic Party. How they're being constantly sold out to the Democratic Party. It's becoming a story that's all too familiar. But it's a lot of voters. Black voters, Latino voters, Asian voters, white voters, men, women. Everybody's really pissed off about the Democrats. And yet this event, and Trump said, look, has Trump lied in the past? Absolutely. But the thing is about Trump is that occasionally that man will be speaking the truth. Occasionally, okay? Don't take everything, what he says as the gospel. But Donald Trump said that Kamala was supposed to be there. So he was invited under false pretenses. Now, I have said it before, Trump could have handled that entire event a lot better. There's things that he should have said and should not have said. But whatever. It's in the past now. The ink is already dry. It's irrelevant to change anything. But where is Kamala? You would think that Kamala Harris would be there. Black journalists, major event. But this isn't the first time I've seen a black politician disrespect and dismiss black journalists. If we were to go back in time when good old Lori Lightfoot was mayor of the city of Chicago, she was very upset that there was a lack of diversity in media. She was upset that there was a lack of, people of color in media, in journalism. And she was so upset by that. And I was thinking, well, gee, is the city going to invest in, public schools for like media training centers to get young people involved in media, YouTube, the internet, that kind of stuff, to get involved in that? No. She just wanted, corporate media to do the token kind of stuff. But yet when real independent journalists like black men and women were confronting Lori Lightfoot about the failures of her administration, you wouldn't believe how fast she was in dismissing them. And how do I know that? Because we here at Hardlands Media talked about it. We've had Jamal Green on the show when he brought in independent black journalists to call out and interview and question Lori Lightfoot, to which she dismissed them. Just saying.
Even Trump brought up her absence and called out the fact that she should have been there. But then I thought that she had a legitimate excuse after I found out that she was actually attending the funeral of Representative Sheila Jackson Lee. But then I went to the website and found out that this convention lasts from July 31st to August 4th, which means Kamala had multiple days to speak to these black journalists about black issues. Now, I know I am not the only black journalist who has realized this, considering it's a black journalist convention. But I do know also, for some reason, I'm the only black journalist that's a little bit confused as to why everybody is focusing on some of the responses from Donald Trump regarding Kamala's identity, instead of focusing on the fact that the candidate who is running on being black has no time for black people or black journalists.
That's a good question. Where is she? This should be a front and center issue. She should have been there. She should have been flying in with her creepy laugh, but no. All that was focused on was trying to tear down. At least Trump showed up. That's not saying much, but he showed up, and that was it.
Because, it's cool to call out some toxic rhetoric, some words from Trump, but y'all not upset that the candidate who is literally running on being black didn't have any time and didn't have nothing for us but excuses when it was time to sit in front of journalists and be held accountable for her actions that have negatively impacted the black community? Then I realized something. This has actually been the case within liberal media since Kamala Harris has announced. Like I said, they want to call Trump out for words that he said that can be perceived as racist, but they don't want to ask Kamala how she feels about the fact that her current boss said that black people aren't black if they don't vote for him, despite his history of racist policies. They acknowledge that Trump did things like help restore funding to HBCUs, pass the First Step Act, and things like that, that obviously help black people. And they've even challenged him, asking him, what more is he going to do for us? But nobody in liberal media, nobody in black media is curious to ask Kamala about this infamous interview where she was very clear she's not going to do anything to specifically help black people. And if you think she was lying, just go to her campaign site. Not only does she not have any platform.
I remember I had Nico House in the show last week. Even he was shocked by the merch. But hey, you know, there's one thing I do want to mention here, because Roger Meadows tipped $2. All this talk of she's black, where's the black merchandise? That is a fantastic question. Hey, folks, you know what? You know, we're actually going to do a little homework assignment again. Let's go ahead. Let's go. Hang on. We're going to return back to Nico House, but hold on. Hold on. Everybody just calm down. Calm yourselves, my friends, my lovelies. Okay, this is her Twitter account. Look at that. Tweet on Easy Street. Wife, mamala, auntie, she, her. Hit on the website and, all right, cash money. She's asking for money. Take action. How do we take action? Okay, you put your name and all that other stuff in there. Fine, whatever. Okay, take action. Let's go to the store. I wonder if there's black merchandise. No. Throwback mugs. No, just trans pride flag t-shirt. Kamala buy pride flag t-shirt. Harris pride sticker 2-pack. Madam Vice President sticker. Now, hey, Roger Meadows. I see nothing. No black merchandise.
Specific for black people, she doesn't have a platform at all. It's important for every demographic-based coalition to challenge candidates on what they're going to do for those communities. But don't y'all think that if a candidate is running on being black, asking for black money, asking black celebrities to coalesce behind her, having media members fight to protect her identity as a black woman, like, don't you think it's fair that if we're going to ask Trump what he's going to do for the black community, that same black woman should be asked what she's going to do and be held to at least the same standard, if not a higher standard, because she's literally trying to win the office of the presidency off the black experience? And don't you think that black and liberal media should be a little bit upset, considering we keep getting excuses for why she cannot engage us when it comes to policy? Why is her blackness and her black experience, yes, the quotes are purposeful, why is that not leading to any tangible policy discussion about black issues? And why is y'all's media okay with that?
He brings a good point, but hold on. I got to push back on Nico House here. He's a good friend of the show, and he's been in the business longer than I have. But Kamala Harris has a policy, has to deal with about the economy and the inflation, and it's very apropos knowing what's happening today. And today's Monday, August 5th, 2024. Economic, everything's kind of turning the red. All these, real estate and large, big investors, these banks, kind of in some trouble. But here's Kamala's policy. Kamala, talk to us about the inflation. You guys are going to hear some big-brained comments in 1 minute and 5 seconds. This is pure gold. This is Policy 101.
What else are you going to do to fix this problem with inflation?
All right, thank you. Well, let's start with this. Prices have gone up, and families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up. That's about having to stress and stretch limited resources. That's about a source of stress for families that is not only economic, but is on a daily level, something that is a heavy weight to carry. So it is something that we take very seriously, very seriously. And we know from the history of this issue in the United States that when you see these prices go up, it has a direct impact on the quality of life for all people in our country. So it's a big issue, and we take it seriously.
It's impressive that she could say so much and not answer anything at all. Hey, Democrats, is this your dog? Is this someone who you want as your fighter? Because she said a whole lot of nothing. The perfected word salad. Because see, when Joe Biden mumbles and I'll give him an excuse because, hey, his brain's already turned to mush. But Kamala, theoretically, you're not suffering from dementia or anything else like that. So one has to wonder, are you A, dumb, B, lying, or C, you have no idea what you're talking about and you hope you say enough words that no one's going to say anything? Like the Homer Simpson method. Just hide in my blankets and maybe everything will work out just fine. That's not how this world works. But also using identity, because then, of course, you have the corporate media quickly to form their failed shield wall, because that never works. They're trying to defend Kamala's identity, but all the while ignore the economy. So you remember what I said early on this year? That the Democrats are going to do everything they can to dismiss the economy, the front and center issue. And they're going to try and worry about identity politics. And I get it. Identity, hey, who we are is important. But the thing is, no one's going to care about anyone's identity or how they affiliate or anything of that nature if people are starving and broke on the streets.
And you just repeated the slur again. If it doesn't matter, why do you all keep questioning her identity? She's always identified as a black woman. She is biracial. She has a Jamaican father and an Indian mother. She's always identified as both. Why are you questioning that?
Well, George, first of all, this is something that's actually a conversation throughout social media right now. There were a lot of people who are trying to figure this out. But again, that's a side issue, not the main issue. The main issue.
Sir, one second. You just did it. You just did it again.
George Snuffleupagus, listen, you have a guest on your show. Show running 101 is to let your guests talk. Now, of course, you have to push back. I get it. But you seem to be really triggered by this. You know, last I checked, didn't CNN do a piece about how Kamala Harris can trace her roots to being Indian? I'm just throwing it out there. CNN did it.
Of the United States.
Why do you
George,
insist on questioning her racial identity?
You want me to talk?
I want you to answer my question.
George, now that you're done yelling at me, let me answer. He talked about it on the stage yesterday in Atlanta for what, 2 minutes? He spent more than 35, 40 minutes going after her record, talking about how radical of a senator that she was. She was the most liberal senator in the United States, in the United States Senate. That is a fact. He talked about the job that she did as vice president of the United States, a job, I will add, which has been a failure for the American people. I know you guys like to glom on to this that he talks about in jest or in a serious manner for about a minute or so, but what you do not cover is the litany of failures of Kamala Harris. That's what you're not covering, George.
So questioning somebody's racial identity for a couple minutes is okay?
George. You're not being put in a very favorable light here, buddy.
George, I'm going to tell you again, he brought it up. AP is the one that wrote the headline when she first came in to the United States Senate. Didn't talk about her being black, talked about her being the first Indian American senator. AP brought that up. I mean, George, we could have this conversation for the entire segment, but none of this matters to the American people. What matters to the American people is, are we going to have the same policies of the Biden-Harris administration that has been destructive of the American people? Or are we going to have the policies of the Trump administration, which put America first, had low inflation, prosperous Americans, no matter your race, no matter your color, no matter your creed, and a foreign policy that kept America safe? Those are the facts that truly matter, because this issue is going to come and go. The lives of the American people is what's going to remain. And that's what matters more than anything else.
If it doesn't matter, I don't understand why you keep on repeating it, why the president keeps on repeating it, why those introducing the president yesterday
George,
keep on repeating
I'm not
it.
the one who keeps repeating it. George, you're the one that's bringing it up now. That's
You've done it,
I understand why.
sir.
Georgie, calm down. But hey, don't share this with George Snuffleupagus. This is from CNN. How long will the honeymoon last for Kamala? Because look, folks, I've been predicting this. And I think sooner or later, the Democrats' hope in Kamala and the little honeymoon phase that's right now surrounding her is going to come crashing down. And the reality will sink in because now Democrats, we're in August now. You have all of August and the DNC convention is taking place here. And you better hope that things go off smoothly, that nothing bad happens. Because knowing how this convention is going to be playing out here in Chicago, there's going to be a lot of pissed off people. There's a lot of protesters and activists and organizers and counter protests that are going to be happening here in Chicago. It doesn't help out knowing the fact that the city of Chicago is invested in the homeless problem, not in helping people find homes, but removing them, making them out of sight, out of mind, making them someone else's problem. All the while locking down the United Center, and I really feel sorry for the residents that live by the United Center. These next 5, maybe 6 days from between August 18th, maybe up till the 25th, are going to be quite miserable. Stock up on food, stay indoors, don't leave, just whatever. Because it's just going to be miserable. It's just going to be miserable for all those people there. But hold on. This is a video here from CNN that I view as pure gold.
Is Kamala going to make you a little more likely or less likely to vote Democrat?
Well, hold on, of course, Ray, hold on, Ray. Is Kamala black? Yes or no?
I'm going to let her speak on that. But to me, no.
Oh.
See, it's okay to have these conversations. It's okay to have these conversations. I'm going to say it again for the people in back. It's okay to have these conversations.
Is Kamala black? Yes or no?
I share that same view.
Wow. Is Kamala black? Yes or no?
I heard she was. I heard she's half black and half Asian.
When I played that audio on my SiriusXM radio program on Thursday, many callers who self-identified as African-American were quick to tell me that those men were the exception, not the rule.
Really? There is no Warren Bossing say. There is no fifth chaos god. Really? They all called in to your little show? Why, lucky you. It's a good thing to knowing that you don't have the algorithm giving you the jackboot to the neck. But okay, let's say that's the case. Still, even then, with Kamala being in, the numbers between her and Trump are still tied. And at the end of the day, voter enthusiasm is key. And we still don't have any policies about Kamala. What is she running on? What is she about? What does she represent? So I just want to pull this out here, just real quick here, just so you guys can see that somehow that there is a difference. I think it's important for us to just to pay close attention and just find out what's going on. Just find out what's going on. So here we go. Hold on, because I just want to pull this up here in comparison. Right here. Behold. Donald Trump's campaign platform. Agenda 47. Look. Now we got some policies here. Don't have to like them, but okay. Seal the border. Expected that. Carry out the large deportation. All right. End inflation. Well, hey, good luck to anybody who sits on the throne, right? Make America the dominant energy producer. This, that. Wow. Look at this. Numbers on. Look at this. 20 policies. Read more about the Trump Republican platform. There you go. On Kamala's page, buy some merch. Now, if I didn't know any better, Democrats, I think you were trying to lose this on purpose. So that way, when Trump gets into office, not only can you say everyone's racist and sexist and bigoted, but then you could also go on and say, look at this Trump. He's so mean. Look at this and that. I mean, after all, Trump was your bread and butter because it's like, Democrats, it's like you're trying to lose on purpose so you could fundraise off of him. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being suspicious. Maybe that's me being paranoid. But what can we learn from this is that Kamala and her team don't have a platform. They don't have a policy, yet they are bringing in influencers and celebrities to trick suckers, voters, in supporting her campaign, paying them $20,000 or more to spend a night or nights in Chicago. Now, we here at Heartlands Media will cover this, and I promise you this. We will be covering the DNC convention. And who knows who we'll run into. But chances are it's going to be pure gold. It will be priceless. And we expect all you beautiful, lovely people to subscribe to us and check us out as we cover August 19th to the 22nd, Heartlands Media will be here.